Hi, I'm Jocelyn Neely.
And I am Gary, and today we're here with AV Insights and Advice, and we're going to cover the topic of sales kickoffs or internal meetings or go-to-market meetings, but meetings that involve your internal employees. And I'm really happy to have Jocelyn with me today. Jocelyn has worked at corporate companies as a meeting planner and has been involved in these go-to-market events, and so she'll be able to give us some input from the meeting planner perspective, and then we'll talk a little bit about the AV production perspective as well. So Jocelyn, let's just get into it, and you can let us know a little bit about your experience with your go-to-market meetings and maybe some of the key parts of that with working with a production company like Clarity.
Specifically for a go-to-market meeting, there's so much that needs to happen during those sales meetings, so it's so important to have a really strong production company to kind of help structure the agenda. There's kind of a twofold where you want your employees to, one, get educated and motivated and excited to sell whatever it is they're selling, also have fun and get to know each other and kind of have that bonding experience too. Also with another layer of making sure that they're not taking them too much time away from their family. So it's always a nice balance, and partnering with Clarity like I did in the past was really nice to have that support just from an overall agenda structure. And then they really helped with not only just AV, but ideas of how to do team bonding, to have these activities that are actually fun and not just kind of the run-of-the-mill icebreaker questions and off-site dinners. And it was really more of a collective collaboration of every department and how can we utilize the time that we do have with each other in these spaces to get to know each other. So that was really unique and different that Clarity brought to the table.
Yeah, I mean, these internal meetings have a little bit of a different vibe to them, or a different agenda, right? You want to pack it all in, you want to give updates, you want to have fun. This is an opportunity for people to come together, but you don't want them to be drawn out too long. So that we rely on the meeting planners, but we also work with them. Mm-hmm. And I think there is like an art to that, right? A 4-day sales kickoff might be a little long, but a 2-day with the travel on each side could be a really impactful event.
Yeah.
So what were some of the fun things that you incorporated into your agenda? And also I was thinking, what's the timing, right? So people come in and there's an emotional journey as well, and kind of the connecting and the education, and there's the fun part. So how did you kind of take all of that and put it into your agenda?
Yeah, I mean, again, relying heavily on your expertise, being in this industry for so long, understanding that, yes, there's definitely that main component of educating the sales team in particular. You have so many different departments that are so crucial within kind of that space of how can we motivate, maybe from the marketing level, and then also from the technical side, really getting them to educate about what they're selling and different details there, updates, but also making it really fun, right? And having that collaboration between departments, especially if there's a lot of new employees or you're really spread out across the country. So a really fun thing, we had the big general session, you go in, you kind of have that wow moment of, oh, I work here, this is, the investment that they have in us, and that definitely comes from the Clarity side. And then beyond that, once you go through all your breakouts and it's the end of the day, most of the time you see where everyone kind of goes back to their room, which is great. But there's also, I think, that opportunity to have these really fun team bonding experiences and exercises. Just how to execute that is kind of the question. And that's where Clarity really came in and said, all right, here's, a prime time to do it, some activities that really elicit some kind of fun and that everyone can participate in.
Yeah, and at Clarity, we can do a lot of custom things. So yeah, we are a production company, and the general session, breakouts, all that is we do that every day, and that's awesome. But we've done murder mysteries, we've done, like she said, cornhole competitions, we've done team building journeys through a city, where they have a target or they got to go do this and they got to submit pictures somewhere. So we want to hear your ideas. We can give you our ideas from the past, but there's lots of ways to get people to connect with other people within the organization, and that could be like a random casual draw, or it could be intentional. And so there's different ways to do that. But we love doing that. It's tons of fun, for those types of events. What are some other parts? So we talked about a lot of these have the CEO or executive team is going to give a state of the union or a state of the company. They're going to give you some input and updates on the forward looking, what's the plan for the company. And then each department, a lot of these companies have sub-departments where they own a breakout room, and so there's different ways to approach that as well. So there could be just a PowerPoint presentation that gets a little boring sometimes. So there's ways to set the room where people are collaborating. There's games that can be played, and we have a lot of experience with in these types of events where, you know, there's 4 or 5 breakouts. You know, those segments or those sub parts of the company own those breakouts, and we'll work with them directly on how to motivate their teams or how to make that fun or interactive. And then at the end, there's usually a big party. So, anything else to add?
You know, just to that, I think having the clarity support of just getting creative within the spaces of a breakout instead of just, you know, the classroom seating. We've done a couple really cool things where, you know, the purpose of that specific room was to highlight the tech or maybe how innovative something was. So kind of creating really simple ways too of just enhancing the room and the overall experience was also really helpful. And it kind of, you know, having that big general session with that wow moment and then going into a breakout room that might just be a smaller meeting space, having that kind of different level is tough, and to keep that energy going I think was really helpful for the, you know, the experts at Clarity to kind of say, hey, if you just add these little tiny things, it really changes the whole experience of an employee. And I felt that as an employee and then as a meeting planner, for sure. Really appreciated those little bits of advice to kind of help just elevate the overall meeting. And then it kind of goes along with, you know, the energy from the general session carries to the breakouts, and that carries into your team bonding experiences. So just overall really makes a, you know, well-rounded team bonding experience.
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you, Jocelyn. We know it's that time of year, so if you have a internal meeting, a sales kickoff, a go-to-market, you know, reach out to us. It's that time of year. People are coming back together. They're getting ready for their future events. We'd be super excited to work with you. You can always find more information on Clarity on social channels like LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, and even TikTok. So check us out, and we'll be back to you with more topics in the future.
Thank you.